world of false masks and perfect clones, only one thing will save you. Friction. The ability to feel, to be wrong, and to resist. It is your last human anchor. Welcome to the channel, Impersonal. Today we will crack the social code and give you back reality.
System Archivist. Initiating playback. Archive file recovered. Human truths in the algorithmic era. Surviving 2026. Source, Dentsu Media Trends Report. Data parameters indicate the media landscape has experienced rapid destabilization. Absolute certainties regarding platforms and algorithms are no longer valid. Yeah, no kidding. The ground isn't just shifting, it's completely falling out from under us. Welcome to this explainer, everyone. We're digging into this recovered data file to figure out how anyone, brands, people, whatever's left of us, is supposed to survive, let alone thrive, in what they're calling the algorithmic era. It's not a small shift, it's a total system rewrite. System Archivist document structure confirmed. Section 1, Welcome to the algorithmic era. Section 2, Truth 1, Craving simplicity. Section 3, the digital delegation trend. Section 4, Truth 2, social connection. Section 5, Truth 3, meaningful attention, concluding with strategies for 2026. Right, there's our roadmap. We are looking at 3 enduring human traits: simplicity, connection, and attention, to see if we can actually navigate this guaranteed algorithmic uncertainty. Let's get into it. System Archivist. Section 1. Welcome to the algorithmic era, navigating guaranteed uncertainty. Hacker. Here's where the old world officially ends. Data indicates recent disruptors have permanently altered digital behavior patterns. TikTok modified cultural discovery protocols. Large language models obscured the boundary between standard search engines and digital oracles. The foundational rules of the 2010s have fractured and are projected to degrade further by 2026.
They aren't just fracturing, they are gone. When algorithms become the ultimate gatekeepers deciding exactly what you see, what you like, and what you buy, human free will gets squeezed out. So the central question for any brand, and really for anyone trying to predict human behavior in this mess, is how do you survive? How do you operate in a system built entirely on guaranteed uncertainty?
Referencing Yasu Sasaki, Global Chief Creative Officer at Dentsu, quote, "People crave both the hyperreal and the handmade, the digital and the deeply human. Here lies the tension and the opportunity for brands," end quote. This dynamic is classified as the paradox pivot. The paradox pivot. It basically means that while the technology around us gets colder and more algorithmic, humans are desperately clinging to the handmade, the warm, the real. To survive this algorithmic takeover, brands actually have to look the exact opposite way. They have to anchor themselves in what makes us fundamentally human, not just data points. Section 2. Truth 1. Craving simplicity. We are simple until we are complex. Hacker. Let's look at how the system exploits our absolute need for convenience. System Archivists. Processing physiological data. The human brain is hardwired for simplicity within overwhelmingly complex environments. Biological instinct drives a preference for well-organized routines and maximum convenience. However, a systemic tension exists. Pure efficiency does not equate to a positive user experience.
See, this is the trap right here. We literally crave the ease that algorithms promise us. We want things to be simple, but we aren't machines. If you strip away every single hurdle and make it perfectly smooth, the experience feels completely hollow. Sometimes the absolute most efficient path isn't the one we actually enjoy.
Cross-referencing behavioral variables. Left side, streamlined convenience. Artificial intelligence processing mundane daily tasks. Right side, meaningful friction. The human requirement for optimal resistance to foster choice, trust, and community. The archive cites the Labubu plush toy phenomenon as primary evidence. Hacker! The Labubu plush toy frenzy. It's the perfect example of this. It's the thrill of the chase, the fear of missing out. You can't just click a button and have an AI instantly drop it in your lap. That friction, the actual difficulty of getting it, is exactly what gives it value. Frictionless AI efficiency completely erases that human thrill. We voluntarily choose the complex path because it makes us feel alive. System Archivist, Section 3. The digital delegation trend. Agentic AI turns heads. And here is where our habits get fully automated and taken out of our hands. System archivist, defining terminology. Agentic AI refers to artificial intelligence systems with enhanced autonomy. These systems do not merely process queries, they execute decisions, plan actions, and operate independently with minimal human oversight. Identified microscenarios include OpenAI's agent mode and the Amazon Buy From Me protocol. They are literally taking the steering wheel. We are offloading our daily choices to autonomous systems. They don't just answer your questions anymore, they act for you. It's digital delegation. It turns our messy human habits into controllable, predictable data streams with almost zero human involvement. System archivist, statistical probability confirmed. According to the Dentsu Consumer Vision Study, by the year 2035, 50% of consumers, 1 in 2 respondents, actively desire an AI clone to manage their shopping, administrative, and communication tasks on their behalf.
Half the population, 50% of people are voluntarily handing over their free will just so they don't have to deal with basic admin tasks or buying groceries. We are actively inviting these digital agents to clone us. It's staggering, honestly.
System archivist, analyzing risk vectors. The phenomenon known as performative AI presents significant systemic threats. Rushing into agent inflation, mistaking the sheer volume of agents for actual value, deploying frustrating early user experiences. Result? Severe erosion of consumer brand trust. Hacker. The corporations are panicking, trying to keep up. They're churning out these AI agents just for the boardroom hype. Agent inflation, they call it. But slapping an AI label on a broken system just creates a miserable experience and completely shatters whatever trust consumers had left. If brands actually want to survive this, they need modular, swappable agents that actually do something useful, instead of just putting on a performative show. System archivist. Section 4. Truth 2. Social connection. We are social animals.
Hacker. This right here might be our best defense mechanism against the algorithms.
Visualizing digital nodes. Despite increasing digital isolation and algorithmically individualized data feeds, human behavioral patterns show a persistent, enduring drive for community. Gathering, gossiping, celebrating, and resisting. Users actively seek out tertiary digital spaces to execute these behaviors. They try to isolate us in these custom algorithmic bubbles, feeding us endless personalized content. But we're messy. We naturally want to gather, to gossip, to resist the system. We are actively finding these third spaces to actually talk to each other. Reddit threads have become the absolute go-to place for honest, unfiltered peer reviews. Even unaffiliated, independent creators on places like Substack are dragging major traffic away from the massive traditional media behemoths. Verifying data point. 83% of consumers stipulate that brands should actively facilitate connections between human users rather than solely between users and products. Think about that number for a second. 83%. People don't want a cold connection to a faceless corporation or a product. They want the brand to help them connect with other actual humans. It's a massive blind spot for the algorithms. Core thesis established. Communities shape the narrative. Peer-to-peer interactions and user-generated video reviews exert significantly higher influence and capture more attention than traditional, polished brand advertisements.
Polished ads are totally dead. You can't just brute force your way into people's brains anymore. Real, relatable peers shape the narrative now. It's exactly why everyone searches for information on TikTok instead of traditional search engines. If you're a brand, you can't just elbow your way in. You have to step back and let the creators, the people who actually understand their communities, take the lead.
System archivist. Section 5. Truth 3. Meaningful attention. We don't read advertising.
Because our attention is completely tapped out and hijacked.
System archivist. Analyzing the attention economy. The algorithmic landscape is highly saturated. The methodology for capturing and maintaining consumer attention has reached a critical crossroads. Legacy targeting protocols are rapidly degrading in both scale and accuracy.
The old playbook is burning down. You can't target people the way you did back in the 2010s. The battle for attention is happening in a totally saturated space, and the old legacy tools are becoming completely useless.
System archivist. Comparing targeting models. Legacy models utilize siloed panels, outdated deterministic IDs, and are heavily reliant on deprecated cookie tracking. In contrast, AI-generated audiences simulate real-world attitudes. They provide scalable, highly adoptable, predictive metrics.
It's a total paradigm shift. Cookies are practically dead. Deterministic IDs are way too rigid for finding new people. So the new weapon is AI-generated audiences. They don't just awkwardly track what you clicked on. They simulate what you feel. They model our real-world attitudes at a massive scale.
System Archivist defining AI-generated audiences. These are synthetic consumer profiles that simulate real-world audience attitudes, sentiments, and behaviors. They integrate ID-based precision with AI-driven scale, allowing for real-time orchestration of culture, commerce, and context signals.
This is how they plan to cut through the algorithmic noise. They use AI to simulate our behavior, combining strict identity data with massive AI predictive scaling. It lets them orchestrate commerce and culture in real time. It's incredibly powerful and honestly a bit invasive, but it's how you actually find out what people care about right now without getting lost in the static.
System Archivist, Section 6. Strategies for 2026, Anchoring in Human Truths. Hacker. So how do we actually maintain some autonomy and build an advantage?
Compiling the 2026 Brand Playbook Directives. 1. Root strategy in enduring human behavior. 2. Build modular, swappable AI agents. 3. Facilitate community connections. 4. Let creators take the lead in social spaces. 5. Leverage AI-generated audiences for adaptable insight.
It all comes down to balancing the cold machine with the human touch. You have to anchor everything in our enduring craving for simplicity, our messy need for connection, and how we actually pay meaningful attention. If you're building AI agents, make them modular and useful. Completely ditch the performative hype. Focus heavily on facilitating real community connections. Step back and let trusted human creators lead the conversation. And use those AI-generated audiences to actually understand the changing landscape.
Final query generated. In a world entirely optimized by algorithms, is your brand fundamentally human enough to survive? End of archive playback.
That's the real test, isn't it? When every single process is automated, delegated, and optimized by algorithms, the only thing that will actually stand out is genuine humanity. The technology is going to keep mutating, but those messy, vulnerable human truths are the only stable compass we have left. Take a hard look at what you're building. Thanks for tuning into this Archive Explainer. Keep your eyes open out there as we head into 2026.